Welcome to my deep dive into Blade Runner 2049 and the cinematography behind it. We're going to break down how this movie uses its visuals to tell a story that's all about what makes us human in a world full of machines. We're going to be looking at some of the best shots from the movie and try to find out why this film is much more than just a visual experience. So let's get started. The composition of this shot, with the person walking towards the tree, creates a focal point that attracts the viewer's attention. The cloudy sky and the muted colors of the landscape contribute to the overall bleakness of the scene. The flat landscape under a cloudy sky sets a tone of isolation and decay, which is one of the main characteristics of this movie. The lifeless tree stands as a symbol of lifelessness and abandonment, further emphasizing the themes of desolation. The wide shot in the scene allows the viewer to take in the full scope of desolation, making the character appear small and vulnerable. The framing of the character next to the tree and the aircraft shows the contrast between nature and technology. The character is walking towards the right side, which symbolizes that he's heading towards a goal or starting a journey.
Caution, keep clear here. Caution, keep clear here. Caution,
The person is walking towards the camera and walking towards the left side of the screen, which can symbolize a journey into a place that he's familiar with. The streetlights and lighting from the vehicle create a play of light and shadow that adds a three-dimensionality to the shot. The contrast between the bright lights and the dark surroundings tell the harshness of the character's world.
Just checking in on an old serial number.
The warm yellow light from the window stands out against the dark, minimalist surroundings, draws our eyes directly to the subject. The use of focused lighting creates a sharp contrast, often used in this movie to highlight important objects. The character is positioned to the side, allowing the window and lighting to guide the viewer's eye towards the character. The perspective gives a sense of depth and scale. You could say the window acts as a leading line, which leads our eyes towards the character.
What a gift, don't you think? From Mr. Wallace to the world. The outer colonies would never have flourished had he not bought Tyrell, revivified the technology.
This shot is composed with a strong focus on symmetry, which is a common technique used throughout this movie. The characters are placed in the center, leading the viewer's eyes directly down the middle of the frame. The lighting throughout the movie is always shifting with the characters. This is crucial to its visual palette. This is a dystopian future where the primary source of light is no longer the sun. Light is probably man-made. It can also be a way to keep the viewer's attention towards the characters as they are being focused on by the shift in the lighting. This can be seen in the movie on various occasions. The shifting lighting acts as a leading line, guiding our eyes towards the characters. The central framing of the character against a vast landscape of destruction emphasizes the theme of isolation. The flat color palette with grayish tones shows the bleakness of the scene, reflecting the dystopian setting of the film. The placement of the character attracts the viewer's eyes toward the character and creates a sense of balance within the composition. The holographic representation of Joy is placed roughly at one of the intersections on the right side of the frame. This placement draws the viewer's eye to Joy and creates a sense of balance. The lighting in Joy's scenes are dynamic and practical. Soft, diffuse light illuminates her holographic form. The contrast between Joy's luminous presence and the darker background settings add depth to the movie's visuals. The silhouette of the character is centered in the frame, walking away from the viewer into the vastness. The lack of clear horizon line blends the sky and land together and creates a sense of expansive, desolate space. This composition also raises feelings of isolation or a journey into an unfamiliar space. The composition is balanced and symmetrical in this scene, the character positioned centrally, and thus it becomes the main focal point of the scene. The architectural elements such as the staircase and doorway serve as leading lines, guiding the viewer's eye towards the character. The doorway acts as a frame within the frame, attracting attention to the character.
You look lonely.
The main character is framed against the vastness of the city, overshadowed by the gigantic advertisement of his love interest, which shows high loneliness and the commercialization of personal relationships in the future. The camera angle looking up at the hologram gives it a dominating presence over the main character, reflecting the power of technology and artificiality in life. The focus of this shot is on the character. He stands out against the less focused background. The character is positioned off-center, making the rule of thirds apply on this shot, which creates visual interest and balance in the shot. The high-angle shot makes the character appear small and isolated. It emphasizes vulnerability, as if the character is lost in a vast, indifferent world. It also symbolizes that the journey has come to an end. The stillness of the scene, combined with the bird's-eye perspective, creates a calm and reflective mood. It invites viewers to reflect or imagine themselves as the person in the shot.